And now, shiny tragedy in 10 seconds.
Any day now. Oh! Oh, yes, come on, please. Please, come on. Ah, God damn! Hello, my fellow Pokemon trainers, one and all. How you doing? Today is a day for shiny hunting, but not just any shiny hunting. The rarest, the hardest, the most painful, the most grueling shiny hunting there is to do in Scarlet and Violet. And you might be asking, why put yourself through this? Well, I'm glad you did ask. The answer's simple.
I hate myself.
In all seriousness, however, the joy of actually landing not just any shiny, but what might as well be a shiny amongst shinies is quite the treat. So what do I mean? Well, for example, Spiritomb. It only has 3 fixed spawns in the entire map. You can't outbreak it, you can't make a sea of them spawn with sandwiches, you basically just have to reset the game over and over and over again until one of them spawns shiny. Annoying, right? That's definitely one I could have chosen. Same with something like Paldean Fire and Water Tauros. They are much harder to actually find, so finding one that's also shiny, especially when the shiny is a slightly different shade of black, is definitely on the irritating and definitely on the rarer side compared to a lot of Pokemon. So that's the kind of thing we're going for here, but it gets very much more ridiculous. Let's begin then with number 5. And for this one, we are going to go with a favorite Pokemon of mine and one of my favorite shinies, and a really annoying one to get in the form of Salazzle. Yes, indeed. This one, of course, as I'm sure you know, only the female can actually evolve into Salazzle, which means to have a shiny Salazzle, you need a shiny female Salandit, which, you know, is all well and good, and even if it was normal gender ratio odds, that would still be 50-50, so 1 in every 2 shinies you find is a dud. That's already annoying and amps up the odds. But as I imagine you're aware, when it comes to base Salandit, the ratio is near as damn it 1 to 9, so 1 female for every 9 males, which means 9 out of every 10 shinies you find will be, again, a worthless dud.
This is worthless.
And you can't even use Cute Charm anymore to affect gender likeliness, because once it spawns in the open world it's already set, so encountering it changes nothing. So for you numerical types out there, the chances of getting a natural female shiny Salandit is a cool 1 in 40,960. Obviously, we can increase that with all of the sandwiches, the shiny charm, outbreak, farming, and all of that good stuff, but as a baseline, pretty damn rare, which is why when I actually got one on my only 2nd shiny Salandit spawn, yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Oh my god, I can't wait to fully train and EV, etc. this Pokemon. Yes! In any case, the rest of these, alright. Next up, I want to talk about Shiny Ditto / Zorua. Because, as we know, they walk around in the open field disguised as another Pokemon. And if they are shiny, the Pokemon they're disguised as will not be shiny. So this makes them quite, as you might imagine, awkward. We would imagine then, based on this, you have to just manually walk into every Zorua and Ditto and hope that it's shiny when it reveals itself. We can, of course, improve this. You can do your sandwich, for in Zorua's case, dark, and then everything that spawns will just be a Zorua disguised as something else, but even then, you can't tell which one is shiny, so we can solve that by having your Pokemon auto-battle everything, and then wait for it to refuse to auto-battle, which would mean it's a shiny, but that's a lot of work. This one, the odds aren't increased compared to other shinies, but the method and the process and the time it takes to actually find one is multiplied massively because of the extra steps and hoops you have to jump for. So to my mind, if somebody's got a shiny Zorua, then you know that they have put in a lot of time to get it, and I can respect that, and it suddenly means you will not be seeing them often, ergo rare. Unless, of course, they've just mass Masuda method bred one, but you know, that's totally cheating. Next up then are, I would say, the big three. In third place, we have ourselves, well, shiny, authentic Sinistea. Yes, this legendary little teacup is quite special. If you don't know, a Sinistea can spawn as authentic. This is an incredibly rare event, and being authentic means that it has a little stamp, a little mark on the inside of the bottom rim of the cup. This is obviously annoying to check for, because you have to walk into each one, wait for the camera angle to show it, and actually see if it's there. That's not really that much of a problem though, because if you're wanting a shiny one, it doesn't matter if you find an authentic non-shiny one, you only actually have to encounter and check the shiny ones, so that doesn't add too much time. But of course you see where we're going with this, because you have to not only get a authentic one to spawn, it then happens to also have rolled a shiny. We end up with the odds of 1 in 409,600 to get this naturally. That is insane. Yes, we can mass farm Sinesteas with sandwiches and the like, which I suppose helps, but this shiny is legendary for a reason. Until Scarlet Violet with open world Pokemon that has made farming these rarer ones a lot easier, this is the holy grail of shiny Pokemon. Less so now, as I would argue there are two even harder to get that we'll go over, but still, this thing is ludicrous, and any proud owner of a shiny authentic Sinistea should be, well, just that. Proud. Coming in at second place then is Dudunsparce! Yes, indeed. Specifically, shiny 3-section Dudunsparce. So, when Dudunsparce evolves, there is a 1 in 100 chance that it becomes 3-segment. Obviously, you then have to go out, find a normal shiny Dudunsparce, you have to level it to its evolution level, and pray that when it evolves, it becomes a 3-segment. 3-segment is decided when it's created. You can't just save before the evolution and retry. This means that you have to find a shiny, and then pray that you hit the 1% chance that it's a triple segment. Now, this also equals 1 in 409,600, which is the same as the Sinistea. However, the Sinistea you can just find a shiny and check if it's authentic. With Dudunsparce, you have to go the extra step to level it up to evolve, which obviously isn't difficult, but it is an extra bit of time per shiny Dudunsparce to check, which means it requires just that little bit more effort, and is therefore going to be seen just a little bit less, so technically slightly rarer than the Sinistea, but not as rare as...
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Shiny Moushold Family of 3. This is very much a similar story to Dudunsparce. When Maushold levels up, there is a 1 in 100 chance of it being a family of 3 instead of a family of 4. On top of normal shiny chances, yes, this is also a 1 in 409,600. However, I would argue that it's rarer than the previous two because of two main factors. Number one, a shiny Moushold is incredibly, and I do mean incredibly, well, hard to distinguish from regular Maushold, especially at a glance when you are hunting it down. This makes just the finding of one really irritating. It's just got a slightly duller coloured vest. On top of that then, you then need to get the shiny and get it to level 25, and then just kind of wait and hope that it evolves at some point, because Tandemaus is not a set evolution. It will just evolve randomly when it gets experience from battle at any point above level 25, which means you can't just get it, you can't just hatch it, you can't just catch it, give it a lot of XP candy and check if it's a family of 3 when it evolves. No, you have to painfully evolve them slowly, manually, the hard way, and then check, which means you have to put in, yes, even more effort and and time and dedication to get a family of 3 in shiny form. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. It's a really bad-looking shiny, and I don't know why they would make such a rare Pokemon look so garbage. But hey, I don't pretend to know the infinite mind of our Pokemon creating overlords. So there you have it, guys. 3 shinies, all with 1 in 409,600 odds, but very much ascending orders of how much of a pain in the ass they are to get, even with those odds, and of course the couple extra that I felt the need to mention too. Out of all of these, which ones do you think is actually worth hunting for? For me, it is literally just the Salazzle, which is why I did it, and I wish you all luck if you go after any of these too. For now, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.